welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to be doing another sit down video with you all, and today's one is actually about makeup, which I don't normally do too often. I know that I do some in like a little, like some makeup bits in a haul and stuff, but today is going to be all about the brand new Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Now, if you don't know what these are, they're palettes that are made by a brand called Urban Decay, which is a makeup brand, and they do lots of different kinds of makeup. But they're most famous for their naked palettes, which are eyeshadow palettes. Now, I've been following this range for quite some time. There's Naked 1, Naked 2, Naked 3, Naked Smoky, and then this is number 5, Naked Heat. Now, I already have Naked 2. I also have the Naked Smoky palette. I don't have 1 and 3, and yesterday I picked up the brand new Naked Heat. Now, this has been talked about all over the place. Loads of bloggers and YouTubers are talking about it because it's such a beautiful palette already. Everybody is raving about it, and everybody knows that the Urban Decay Naked palettes are fantastic. They've always had a really good response. So everybody was super excited about these. They came out in stores in England, well, in the UK yesterday, which was August 3rd, and I went straight out and got mine. So let's start with opening it up. So it comes in slightly different packaging than usual because it is a slide package. So you pull it out like this. And then inside, you've got the palette, which is inside another little box with like burnt out matches. And then this is the palette itself. So on the front, you've got like this gorgeous orangey red and yellow tones with the Naked Heat title on the front. And when you open it up, oh, it's so beautiful. I could cry. It's stunning. I'm going to do lots of cutaways and you'll see it in the close-ups there. It'll be a lot easier than me showing you here. But you have 2, 4, 6, 8, whoa, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shadows as usual, and it does come with a brush that Urban Decay supply you with. Now, this brush is really interesting this time because it's kind of got the top that the Naked 2 palette has, and then this part reminds me of the Naked Smoky brush. So it's kind of like a hybrid of those two. Now, the palette itself starts off with 4 matte shades, then a shimmery shade, another matte, 2 more shimmers, 3 more mattes, and another shimmer. Now, they're all very red, pinky, orangey toned, hence the name Heat. And it's a really nice mix of mattes, deep mattes, light mattes, and lots of shimmery ones. So really, if I could make an eye palette, it'd probably look a lot like this. This is all of my favourite colours for my eyes, and I feel like these colours definitely bring out the blue in my eyes. So really gorgeous colours. I love the whole palette as a whole, and I love the massive mirror. This palette is amazing if you're travelling. I always use my Naked palettes when I'm travelling because you can make hundreds of different eyeshadow combinations using these, and it's really the only palette you need to have, but obviously I now have 3 of them. But yeah, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I've already done my base makeup just to make things a little bit quicker, and I'm just going to be using the palette obviously on my eyes. So all I'm going to be showing you is a sort of eye look, I guess, using the colours. Now, this is the first time I'm using the palette, so this will be my first impressions. So I'm going to look at like pigmentation, ease of use, blending, all of that stuff. I am going to try and use the brush that comes with it, and now I can show you a little bit better up close of the 2 ends. I am going to try and use this brush as much as I can, but I do have a couple of others just in case I think that I need those. So starting off, I think I'm going to take Chaser on the thicker end of the brush and just apply this all over as a kind of base. Now, bear in mind, I am no makeup artist, and I'm not saying that I am, but I do enjoy makeup, and I do enjoy putting makeup on, and I know a lot of you would have wanted to have seen a tutorial with this palette, and I thought, seeing as I have it, I might as well do my own. So I'm just using this as a base all over, and so far that's going on really well, but obviously it's a very light colour. Now, the next colour that really stands out to me is Lumbra. So I think I'm going to try and put this one again all over the lid. I'm going to try and do this all over, then a dark in the outer corner, and then a light one in the inner corner. So I'm going to put this all over the lid. Now, first impressions, I really am enjoying this brush. It's using the shadow really well. Now, I do tend to use the brushes that come with the Urban Decay palettes because I find that they're just really great brushes, to be honest. And also, again, ease of travel. You've always got a brush with you in the palette, and they are good quality brushes, so I do tend to use them. Now, this in the palette looks like quite a shimmery brown colour, but it's actually coming out almost pinky on my eyes, which I wasn't expecting, but I really like that. Hope you can see it well. And then I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. But these are blending out beautifully. I'm almost not even having to do very much work. So I'm just putting that all over the lid and then blending it out so that there's no harsh lines. Now, just looking at that one, it is shimmery, but it's a really pretty colour, and I really like it so far. So I'm going to try and use the other side of this same end with a slightly darker one. And I think I'm going to go with Ember. Ember is on the end of the palette. And I think this should be a bit darker, so I'm going to use it in my outer corner. So far I haven't got any fallout underneath my eyes, which is always good. Save having to clear up afterwards. So you can see it's slightly darker. I am going to blend that out into the crease as well with a different colour. So I'm just using Ember on the outer corner here. Now this is coming out beautifully. It's like a really, really almost black, but with like a reddish gold running through it. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to use this end and I'm going to go back into Chaser and just go through the crease with that, just to make sure that those colours blend nicely together. I'm really, really liking that Ember colour. That is so pretty. And again, on the other side, just going in with this other end of the brush with Chaser, just to blend out into the crease. Now I am going to use a different brush for this part. I'm going to use my Real Techniques, what is this called? Duo Fibre Eye Brush. And again, I'm going to take Chaser, but with a little bit of Sourced, which is a very, very, very light orangey beige, and I'm going to run that through the crease as well. I absolutely love this brush for blending out, and that's exactly what I'm going to use it for. So this is one of my own. This doesn't come with the palette. Really, really liking that so far. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to use a different brush because I've used both ends of that other one now. I'm going to use this Eco Tools one. The name of it's rubbed off, but it's just this little flat paddle brush at the end. And I'm going to take... Now, the only problem so far that I can see with this palette is there isn't like a highlighty colour. There is this one on the far left end called Ounce, which is the palest, and it has a slight shimmer running through it, but I wouldn't call it like a highlight colour, so unfortunately I won't be able to do too much highlighting with this on the inner corner, but I am just going to use Ounce there. And it does have a bit of shimmer, but it's very, very subtle, and I prefer something a little bit more obvious on the inner corner, but I'll just work with it for now. So just taking Ounce again, applying that to the inner corner, and that does look really, really pretty. It's just very, very subtle. Now on the bottom lash line, I'm just going to use Lumber again because that's what I used on the top one, and I'm just going to run that all along. Then take a tiny bit of Ember because it is quite dark, just on the outer corner, just so that it joins up with it on my top outer corner, just so it doesn't look too disconnected. And the same on the other eye. Take Lumber all the way across. And then I'm going to get Ounce and do that on the bottom, on the inner corner again. So there you go, guys. I know this is a super simple look, but I just kind of wanted to show you very quickly the pigmentation of the shadows and how they come out. My first impressions are that I'm going to be using this every day. I absolutely love it, and I would definitely do this look every day. I think it's quite a subtle, like smoky eye, and it looks really pretty. It's quite shimmery and I like that, but then using the matte in the crease just kind of tones it down slightly, and it's come out really lovely. I hope the camera's picking it up as nice as it looks in real life. Yeah, it looks really good. So far so good. I really like the palette. Okay guys, so overall this is definitely a palette that's going to be seen in lots of my daily makeup looks, definitely. This is kind of like my dream palette almost, with colour wise at least. Good things about it are there's lots of different mattes, lots of different shimmers. The only downside, I would prefer more of a highlighty colour in there somewhere. I don't think Ounce is good enough as a highlight colour. My favourite one from Urban Decay is High, which featured in the Smoky palette. That is just amazing, that colour. I've hit pan on that like ages ago and it's fantastic. But yeah, that's the only downside, is it doesn't really have like a highlight colour or like a super shimmery colour. And as much as the palette is beautiful, like those colours are stunning, I would like a better highlight colour. But overall, this is fantastic. The brush was really good quality, as they always are, or as I seem to think from Urban Decay. I know some people tend not to use brushes that come with palettes, but I think when it comes to Urban Decay, they actually do really try and give you a really good one. And it just has a magnetic closure, so no clip or anything, it just it just uses a magnet to close. Now, this retails for £39. I got mine in Debenhams. I'm sure there's hundreds of other places you can get it, and obviously you can get it through Urban Decay directly. But overall, I would definitely recommend it if you're into your purples and reds and brown and bronzy, goldy colours. Then this is definitely a really good palette for you. You're going to love it just as much as I do. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Let me know if you've got it and if you've done any really good looks with it. And give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
You better listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that